Welcome to Sweet Tea Channeling. I'm Debbie Pokornik, and with me is my soul sister and our gifted channeler, Susan Hoskins. We're recording this video on February 13th, 2024. And in case you are unaware, the energy of this moment becomes part of the video, even if you are watching it on a totally different date. There are some really amazing energies prompting us to do this channeling today, and I want to share a very quick summary before we get into it. Firstly, and most obviously for many of us, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, a time that many see as a reminder to tap into and share the love they feel for others in their life. Secondly, according to Chani, our favorite astrologist, on this day, Venus sextiles Neptune, providing a lovely energy, which Chani describes as a time to romance all the ways in which we can connect with each other and stay in a place of unification and nuance. She also talks about Mars and Pluto coming together in Aquarius at this time and asks the question, how are we going to move the masses towards something that seems like a humanitarian vision for all? And finally, if you follow the Chinese calendar, Happy New Year, we have now entered into the year of the dragon, the wood dragon to be specific. According to a channeling by Kaya Ra, the wood dragon is encouraging us to lay down any resistance to self-love and make this a year of extreme gratitude. So when we connect these dots, this is a time for radical acts of self-love, gratitude, appreciation, unification, and healing for all of humanity. And that is what we will be asking our guides about today. If you are new to these videos, in a nutshell, we are creating Hoomadhi, a reality of pure-hearted beings living in harmony while recognizing our brilliant uniqueness, right here where we live, right now. We have already opened sacred space for us all, but we ask that you take a moment before starting to take a few deep breaths, center, ground, and call in your guides to help you pick out the most relevant pieces from our conversation for you personally. Christopher, what can you tell us about this powerful topic of love, self-love, nuanced unification, humanitarianism, all about love?
How much time do you have? For this is the truth of the universe. This is the truth of your being and why you are here. Why the thought of you originated to begin with was to experience the love of you deep within you, because that is the love that is created and connected to the creator of all that is. There is nothing outside of you. It is all within you. So the more you experience loving the being that you are, the sovereign being that you have been created to be, the more you are loving the creation and all of the beings in the creation, all of creation that is a part of you. So it is the key to the universe. It is the master's secret. It is the reason why you are here. And there is no way that you can focus on loving anyone else until you recognize the love of you deep within you to share with others. So this is a very powerful time as we invite people to step away from all of the drama that they perceive outside of themselves, to simply take the time to go within and love, cherish, treasure the brilliant creation that you are, because you are one with the creator. You are the creator embodied as you. So when you're not loving yourself, you are not loving the one you call God or creator. How could you? For you are God, you are divine, you are the creator embodied and expressing as you. So the first step to loving Creator and all of creation is to recognize this within yourself and cherish you as the precious baby in the manger, because you are the one who has come to realize this truth and in turn to recognize it in everyone else, and hence raise the consciousness of the planet up to where it is meant to be. That is what we would first like you to know.
Mm, okay, I love that. Is there a second thing you'd like us to know?
And there's so much we'd like you to know. Because as you realize one thing, then you open up to realize another. So, yes, this is a very powerful time, because when you look at humanity, you are looking at different aspects of yourself. And so, how can you not love humanity? How can you not try to raise up the spirit and consciousness of all those around you? But you don't do that by going outside of yourself. You do that by fanning the divine flame within you, that you, in your recognition of the truth of you and your eternal self, you can pass on to others to recognize that within themselves. And once you recognize that within yourself, how could you harm another? Any form of life. For in harming another, you'd be harming yourself. So again, we are not kidding when we say this is the secret of the universe and why you and everything else has been created, to simply be and to know this brilliant kind of ever-evolving, eternal self-love, and thus love as others as yourself. That is what we would like you to know.
I feel like there's one more question there. What can you say to us about the ego to help us love it that much more?
Well, what I would say to you is this: you are spiritual beings having a fully human experience. Therefore, that which you call the ego is in service to you. But here's the message we'd like you to focus on for a moment. And it ties back to your question, because it is the so-called ego or sense of separation of you that seeks to find, let us say, that one romantic partner that will fulfill you. In other words, it is through that part of you that feels the separation that you seek another to validate you in who you really are. And if the other loves you, then you must be worthy of love. And so what we would say in this regard is that until you, fully spiritual, fully human, understand that connection, and again, your place in the universe, in this divine mosaic of creation, until you really go within to begin with, loving yourself, all parts of you, even that which you call the ego, even that which you call your flaws, even that which you call your mistakes or missteps. Love them, embrace them, because it makes it who you are as a human being, experiencing being spiritual and fully human at the same time. So we would say two things. Again, it all comes back to loving every single part of you, even if you have to step back and laugh. Laugh at the foibles, laugh at the missteps, laugh at anything that triggers you, because it's all just helping you to know more of you. And then we would say, do not seek to focus on trying to love another in the way that you get validation for who you are, but rather seek to love all others in whatever way it is presented to you, from friendship to partnerships to romantic love to appreciation, just appreciation of everything in the universe. Do it from the perspective not of someone or something else validating you to be worthy, but rather you validating you to be fully open and appreciating the same beauty, the same spiritual divineness, and fully humanity in each person that you meet, no matter the role they've come to play in your life. So love that ego, even when it seems to get in the way, for it is really just a part of you that is reaching out, crying out for love and attention. That's what it is. So love it, accept all parts of you, and learn to open up to do the same for others. One ending message for you. Please know how much we, your tribe of angels, guides, master teachers, beings, everyone and everything in the universe salutes and loves you for taking this journey through the human life to experience all of this, being fully spiritual and fully divine. So please know that we love you. We love you completely as you are. And we ask only that you learn to love yourself in the same encompassing way that we love you. So with that, we will let this beautiful day be so, and so it is. I think we tend to so complicate things in life. And, there's songs written all over about love and the meaning of love. And it just, the way they put it, boils down to that's why we're here. It's really to learn how to embrace and love ourselves. And by so doing, that's how we share the love of us with everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And yet, it starts at such a young age, that measuring yourself against others, that whole idea of not quite measuring up.
Oh, yeah.
And by the time you're 7 years old, you've so internalized this message that this is the way I need to be lovable, to be accepted, to be as good as that person. I'm wondering what it looks like in Hoomadhi then.
I am so happy you said that, because what I was sitting here contemplating is also what the message is with our children even playing sports.
Mm.
And, just finished watching the Super Bowl, and oh my heavens, what a game. Except at the end of the game, both teams aren't saluted. There's one loser, there's one winner, that's it. And that's what we teach our children. And so in Humani, what I see is helping our children recognize and ourselves recognize, oh my gosh, this is what I did well. This is what I did better than I did yesterday. This is what felt really good. Not that there has to be one star and one loser, but no, we're all just having delight and fun and recognizing more aspects of ourselves and our talents to appreciate and love.
Yes.
And so in Humadi, that's what I see. And in Humadi, I see that, we appreciate our talents, which are part of us and what we're here to do and be this lifetime. And we don't compare ourselves to someone else who has another talent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's really interesting to me. And when I'm creating the intro, I'm trying to think of different aspects to share. And I'm always given one. And today it was about brilliant uniqueness. And it just feels so beautiful because that really is a very important difference in Humadi, is recognizing that the very thing that others have maybe made fun of you for, or suggested you need to change about yourself, or said that it's not good enough, or you've decided it's not good enough, is the very thing that makes you brilliantly unique. And that is special. And even if it feels like it might not be as useful as you think it is, it serves a purpose, or you wouldn't
Oh,
be that way. You wouldn't have
amen.
it.
What I've discovered in my life with the gifts I treasure, like writing. I didn't have to be the best author at writing, a suspense novel or historic fiction, because all of that was preparing me to be creating what we're creating with our book, The City of Hoomadhi.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that has prepared me for this journey. And oh my gosh, I revel in that. And
Mm-hmm.
so, if we could just realize that we are sourced with the very talents and gifts we need to fulfill our own soul's mission this lifetime, cherish it, treasure it, recognize it, develop it, play with it, enhance it, and share it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think living in Humadi is all about.
Yes, yes, I think so too. My youngest child, at 5 years old, I put him in a program that was just for kids with music, learning the basics of music. And he was so gifted that the teacher was, okay, so, you've got to continue on. And I said, oh, no, he doesn't want to. So we're not going to come back. But he really enjoyed it. We got a lot out of it. It was great, but he's so gifted. Like, you have to, like, this is crazy that you wouldn't continue. And I'm like, well, he's just going to continue it as much as he enjoys it,
Oh, I
because
love that.
that's the whole idea. And this is feels to me like what Humadi is about. Does it delight you? Does it
Yes.
feel really good? Because that's what increases our vibration, and that spreads out to everybody.
And when we're feeling that delight and fulfillment and joy and self-realization and cherishing us, that's what we're giving to the world.
Yes.
And that's the most important thing. So I do believe this is really the time for us to learn to go in and just appreciate all this about ourselves. Just and know it's making a difference. I don't care what talent we share, what little thing we do, what little spark of appreciation we give ourselves that emanates into the world. It is all making a difference to lift the consciousness of those who are ready into a whole new state of being where this is what we value, and not having to be the best or feeling like a winner or loser or needing anybody to validate us.
Mm-hmm.
Because by validating ourselves, we give it to the world. Our task is to create Humadi, and that is the consciousness where we step into a whole nother way of being. And we no longer have to compare ourselves to others, because no matter how hard I try, I'm not gifted as an athlete. Never have and never
Me
will be.
neither.
It just isn't. So why would I try to make myself that or feel badly about myself for not being that? Because that's not part of my life experience this time around.
Mm-hmm.
And so the more we can learn just to, again, it all goes back to self, understand our own particular gifts and appreciate and be grateful for those gifts. Oh my goodness. Nourish those gifts to share as part of our light, and stop comparing ourselves to anybody else, and stop thinking we have to have others validate who we are, because it all starts here.
Yes. And yet at the same time, it is so hard sometimes to get to that place where somebody, says something, it feels like they've made a shot at you, not intentionally to hurt your feelings, but they've just told you this isn't quite what they would like, or, they don't see it as, and it's so hard not to take that personally. So, even though we're in Humadi a lot, I can honestly say I'm not there 100% of the time, because I do still feel that hurt. And that's when, okay, maybe this is where this is leading me to. That's when I go in and I will um, ask little Debbie, because that's who
Mhm.
got hurt, right? It's that piece of me that doesn't have the confidence that I have now today. And I'll ask little Debbie to come and sit with me and give her a hug and let her know how much I love and appreciate her, and that everything she does is good enough, or,
Mhm.
is wonderful. And so that to me feels like the difference. It's not that you don't feel it. It's not that
Mhm.
you don't maybe feel the hurt. It's that you have some tools, some things that you can use to go in and immediately do the repairs. You know, your
Mhm.
sandcastle got stepped on, but you know how to fix it.
I love what you said about calling little Debbie in and making it right within you. Because again, every part of the message we got in today was about what's going on inside of you. And it's through that that we heal and can give to others. So I love what you said. And I think the more that we do nurture little Susie, little Debbie, when things come up, the more that makes us whole. And
Hmm.
then we can raise up to more fully appreciate ourselves and love all aspects of ourselves.
Yes. And I have a feeling, I mean, Wood Dragon was talking about this gratitude piece and extreme gratitude. Like you cannot do it too much, right? And I have a feeling that that gratitude, I mean, we often can think of, I'm grateful for so and so and my dog and for this and for that. But I wonder if make the gratitude list about yourself, you know,
Mhm.
for just finding those things like every day. You're allowing that to help you really highlight all the pieces of you that are so incredible because you are so incredible.
I absolutely love that. And also for those of us who have wonderful, trusted sisters in our circle, like you are for me, I find it's also wonderfully helpful to be open to what you, for example, might see in me that I'm not shining a light on that I can be really grateful for. So, if for those who have that trusted person in their life, that's a wonderful sharing as well, because sometimes we just don't quite see it yet.
Yes. You know, just sometimes it's easier to look at someone else and say, you know, I really love this about you. I love that you're able to do this. Not to get them to say nice things about you,
Right.
but just so that you can get that flow going, that flow of appreciation, of gratitude. And when you see how they respond and how they go, oh, thank you, then it just makes you want to do that much more.
I love that because what you're doing is not seeking validation from another. I'm less, so please tell me something, but rather I'm appreciating me, but I'd love you to shine the light on me for parts I haven't recognized. And oh my gosh, do I see in you something you may not see in yourself? And then you kind of go, oh. And when we do that, we see how the puzzle pieces all fit together
Hmm.
because we do need the talents and gifts of other people to help work together and make all of this so much better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And that feels like it would tie into that whole humanitarianism
Yes.
piece or the nuanced unification,
Sure.
right? Really recognizing um, what everyone, well, it comes back to that same thing, doesn't it? What everyone brings to the table. Everyone
Exactly.
brings something important.
And it is important. And the pieces we bring are so important. And so when we recognize our pieces and freely share them, and we're open to recognizing the pieces that other people bring, we're not in competition, we're in cooperation.
Mhm.
And it feels so good to make the whole. We're
Yeah.
all so much more than we even know at this moment.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And we're nowhere close to our full potential.
exactly.
So, whoa. Ready to join us live on these calls? Send us an email at info.hoomadhi, that's HOOMADHI @gmail.com. We'd love to have you play with us.